This is our first big group demo. So yeah, the goal of this is first to start putting all of you together as we increase the founding cohort members so that you can share information and ideas with each other. We did start a Slack, so I'm going to send an email out for the Slack that everybody can join in and get help. And really, I really appreciate all of you taking a chance on the platform. As I mentioned, I've talked to all of you personally. I've talked to all of the founding cohort personally. If there's ever any questions, features you want, you just call me and we implement it. So what I wanted to start doing was running basically lunch and learns to say, okay, so how do I get started with Convia? Because content is intense and it's complicated, and we're trying to take that complexity out. So this is also a good opportunity not only for you to see how the platform works, but for us to find areas that feel like friction so that we can remove them. And that's the goal. I want this to be conversation to audience with no friction. So that's what we're going to demo today is what is the easiest path to get from I just signed up for Convia to I have my first campaign of content going out. And that's what we're going to come along. So you just signed up for Convia. What do? You're going to be presented with this screen. We call it the brand brain, right? Now, right now, the only thing you can click is podcast host. Don't worry about that as much. The only difference between there is people in these different categories use different terminology, right? We still do the same thing. We still think in episodes, but a podcast host is going to focus more on guests. Expert thought leader might focus more on articles. So don't worry about that. We're going to say podcast host, right? And the way that we've set it up is that if you are already like SE, you have a podcast that's out there, you have a material that you want to bring in. So we're going to start with that in mind. I already have a podcast. And this I pulled is my podcast RSS feed. You don't have that, don't worry about that. And then we're going to say over the next 12 months, I want to hit 50 episodes. I want to grow my audience by 50%. So hitting import, we're going to go out, we're going to scan your existing show. If you have it, if you don't, it's going to skip all that. And we're going to start building out your brand brain. We're going to pull as much intelligence as we can off of that. We'll give it a second and the wizard will start to compile whatever it can find. Great. Imported your show. Now let's say that you don't have a show where, podcasting isn't the thing that you are focused on. We have the ability, you could do a brain dump. So how many people here use Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or Copilot for your content? Probably all of you. So I wanted to make this really easy. So I use Claude. We've created prompts for each of the major models to pull out your professional brand, your ethos, how you like to write content, all of that, this prompt will automate pulling out for you. And as part of that, we also have some privacy sections in the prompt here where it gives Claude, in this case, the opportunity to come back and say, hey, here's some stuff that I can't identify if it's personal and confidential versus public. Go through and read through this, right? So you could take this, copy this prompt, dump it into Claude, come back, and I've already run this before, and this is the result that it came back, where here's AJ, here's what I believe, what I talk about, all coming from the tools I already use. So I'm going to add that to my profile. We'll give it a second. It'll process in the background as we wait. Let's see. I see a hand up. Kaylin. You're on mute.
It was just up from earlier. Sorry.
Okay. Awesome. I see Tamara is on too. I thought Tamara couldn't make it.
Tamara is here. Tamara was mistaken. and I'm walking, but I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, so we did our brain dump. We have information. Click continue. What it's going to do is it's going to pull, again, what it has figured out about my show. So it knows I'm AJ Bob. It knows that I'm the host. It created a host contact card for me. And then it gives me the option to pull in all of my published shows. So I'm going to pull everything in. Looks good, continue. And here, all of this without me having to type anything as figured out the show name, the site, the description, the brand characteristics, who my audience is, what my content rules are. And it also started pulling up some knowledge points about the show. And that's it. I can say it looks good, continue, and it says my workspace is ready. Now, the second thing we're going to do real quick. So these are the quests that you have. So our second quest is to get ready to start publishing. So let's go to our second quest. And this is going to help with just some of the operational standpoint. So, Essie, with your podcast, what day do you release? Let's say Thursday, right? Or Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Mondays and Thursday.
Yeah, Monday. So you even do multiple ones. We're gonna have to update that.
Okay.
So I'll use mine. So I release on Thursdays, and I do every other week. The time zone I release is in Eastern time, so we'll come from here. This is helping you because what I'm trying to do with Convia is to really accelerate your process to go from I have an idea to I have the content published. So this is the best practices that I have, the different publishing workflow. You can edit that. You could change it however you like, whatever matches your work style. We'll just go with this. And now we'll say, okay, I'm going to add a couple of our facing disruption handles. So we got Blue Sky. I'm not going to connect them now. We'll start with the one and we'll finish. Okay, so we're ready to publish. Now, how do we go from I just recorded a piece of content to I need a campaign out? Can we have access? Yes, you will have access to the recording. And feel free to stop me because this is a conversation. So if anybody wants me to pause at any point, let me know. So what you see here, this is the back catalog of content that I had already published, right? Everything is what's coming from my Spotify RSS feed. Let's start with a new episode. So a new episode, we're going to do AI Beyond the Hype. Okay, it's automatically detected. This is episode 54, and it gives me the opportunity to add guests. I have guests on a lot of my shows. So we're going to add a new guest. We're going to name her Chloe Jane. And Chloe has an email address of Chloe@Convia Pro. Now, this is what we're doing as we get more and more shows and brands on the platform. We can match up if a guest has already been on a show that was supported by Convia. It has. So Chloe was found. She's the CIO of Meet Chloe Inc. I can hit the link in pre-fill and it will pull her Convia profile in. So now I have all of her bio, any social links that she's added. Great, done. I can hit add guest and I've added Chloe to my podcast. We'll do create episode. I'm going to jump the episode prep. We could go over that later, but I'm going to say, all right, I've already done the recording. So of the recording, I have a sample recording here. I'm going to start uploading that. And I also have clips. So I'm going to take the clips and we're going to upload that. And this is the part that I was worried about it taking a while because I'm on a Wi-Fi right now. So these are really tiny clips that we're trying to upload. And as we're going through that, what we'll see here is, so we have the episode is done. We have the clip is coming up. Just give it a second. So we have 4 clips. And we got one more to finish. Okay, great. So we got episode and all of our clips in. What you'll see as soon as you have the final episode uploaded in your clips, Magic for Purpose becomes available to you. Magic for Purpose is our automation that will go through and give you everything that you need to get to your social posts. It'll do titles, show notes, chapter markers. It'll transcribe. It'll give you the opportunity to identify which speaker in the transcript. And then it'll start creating the social content. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a transcript in here because transcripts usually take 2 to 5 minutes to do. And I'm not going to make you wait the 2 to 5 minutes. So I ran this earlier and we're going to save our transcript in here. We'll go back here to Magic for Purpose and you'll see here that it already has the transcript identified. So we're not going to do the transcription again. This is the cost for running the Magic for Purpose. We're going to hit continue, and then we're going to say, when are we going to publish it? So we're going to publish it next Thursday, and I'm going to prepare a social campaign for this. And all of this pre-configured, don't have to worry about it. We're going to do Blue Sky, and we're going to have an article. And I'm going to hit start. And literally, this is all you need to do to get from I recorded a podcast to what's my social content look like. And now you can go have some coffee. It's going to crunch through everything. And once it's done, you'll get a nice little pop-up that says view your campaign. And we'll wait till that comes up and we'll show you what that looks like. And while we're waiting, if anybody has any questions, feel free.
Or praises for how great this
Or
is.
praises.
Yeah, I love the user interface. I think it looks great. It's really like clean and intuitive, but rich. It's nice. What about so I saw Blue Sky. I'm assuming other stuff's gonna be popping up in there, right?
Yeah, so that was just because I only added Blue Sky on the
Okay.
account. It
Okay,
will
got it.
give you, yeah. So after this, we'll show my live facing disruption workspace, so we can see what it looks like when you really have a full campaign that you're going out with.
Cool.
Yeah. So now it's generating the social campaign. Usually takes 30 seconds. And what it's doing with that is there's a couple components that we're putting together in the social campaign. It's taking your launch date of your corner or keystone piece of content, and we're working backwards and forwards from there. So we'll create posts that do the lead up and the storytelling before your launch to say, hey, we're launching this in a couple days. Then we build a post that says, hey, we're dropping this episode or we're dropping this piece of content. Then we have a follow-up post that says, hey, did you see our content come up? And we do that for every platform that you've selected. So now it's done, 8 steps complete, we can view the campaign. And what that left us with is, here's the couple posts for the launch of the keystone piece of content. And because I picked Blue Sky, most of the Blue Sky stuff is text. So that was a mistake on my part. But here, each one is written and related directly to the episode. So it even brings in Chloe Jane, who is our guest. Token maxing was a topic that we talked about a lot in this episode. We have an article fully written for the episode so that we could take this. We even have it so it pulls out pull quotes and block quotes. Yeah, and it knows AJ Bub is the host. It knows that Chloe Jane, here's her. So we're matching up with the names. And we can come back here. And yeah, this is what your campaign looks like. Each one has a content calendar on its own. And then we could drop in and we could say, all right, let's look at the social content for that episode. We have the article, we have promotional posts. So when it's about to go live, you could send this to the guests and say, hey, we need you to post this on the 10th. And they would see it on a calendar that they have so that they know to post. And now everybody can go and start to promote their own content. And then here's all the Blue Sky posts that we have. So I'll pause. That was the easy way through everything.
No, my end, it's just a matter of getting in and playing with it and how it works. Yeah. And I actually went in and started developing a campaign or drafting a campaign for one of the podcasts that I did. Now, the question that I have is, because I post so regularly on content, as far as the campaign, what's a good suggestion for how long a campaign should run?
Yeah. So that's a great question. When you come in here and you do something like Magic Campaign, each campaign will have some suggestions in it on start dates and start times and like how long to make that happen. So let's see. Like here, you could say, you can look at what does this mean for your campaign? And what we've done is we've started bringing in best practices. So promote a specific idea. It suggests 21 days, posting weekly, scheduling almost every day, capitalizing on a trend. It says 7 days, post daily, get all of your insights out at the front of it. And this is the intelligence that we're trying to put, is that these different campaigns, you should be able to just say, hey, I'm spotlighting this, or I promote an idea. And this is, okay, we understand, we know your audience, and we're going to develop the campaign on your behalf. Yeah. So that's the intelligence that we're building into this. And then as you generate, it will look through and it thinks in terms of beats. So within this story, what is the beat it has to hit? It has to raise awareness. It has to create urgency. It has to build a sense of faith or hope that a problem can be solved. It has to build a sense of faith that you're the one that can solve the problem. So we're putting that type of storytelling architecture in there so that at the end of it, it's like, not only does your audience understand what the problem is, but SE, you're the guy that's going to help them.
Got it. Okay. I'm having my head is exploding over here with some ideas. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I can do is I can switch over real quick to my live workspace right here. So we're getting ready to do the campaign for Beyond the Hype, but this is what we just did for Dr. Kaplan's episode. And this is what the social content campaign looked like for him. Multiple articles, multiple promo posts, and then posts on every single platform that had to go out, which would have been just a menace to try to get out there. So the calendar, if we come here and look at what this looks like on the calendar, we could see how many posts in a week went out. And each one of these are published, tracked. They have the shorts included. A lot of them have callbacks to the episode link. And then it goes out on every social media platform that we have. And then we could come here if we wanted to zoom out a little bit. this is just one campaign in a world of all of the different campaigns we have going on for every episode, every topic. All of that is here and accessible. Okay, I'll pause again.
Yeah.
We went through this pretty fast.
Question. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to take up all the
Overpriced.
So I don't want to duplicate effort right on
Mhm.
my end as far as creating shorts and pieces like that. Now, does the magic purpose actually go in and dissect the episode and pull out pieces that it can use to put on the different platforms?
So that's a great question. We now we're getting into the stuff that is being released. So we fully integrate with Opus Clip now. So we can come here and without leaving Convia, you can take your final recording and you can have it, let's see, right here, create clips with Opus Clip. And all I need to do is click that and create new clips. It gives you all of the options from your Opus Clip account. So it is bring your own subscription for Opus Clip and you hit generate. And yeah, okay, so we're just going to go. And now, okay, I knew I was going to mess something here. So what that would do is that's going to go data center to data center. You'll see on your Opus Clip subscription, a new project spin up. The clips are starting to be processed. And when that's done, they get pulled back into Convia so that you can import it right from the same platform. Yeah. Tamara, you have your hand up.
I do, and I have to figure out how to unmute. My question, I have a couple questions. One is, you were pretty organized before you built this tool, right?
Mhm.
And so I assume you're tracking how much this impacts your numbers of followers and all of that stuff. The second part of the question, because I can see how it can eliminate a huge part of the hassle, which is all the work to get the content out. First of all, how is that impacting your numbers? And second of all, how do you make sure that it doesn't get too AI-y with all of the posts? Because people are becoming immune to things that are obviously written by AI.
Yeah, great question. So as far as the analytics, we are on a quest to get multi-platform analytics for all of the platforms for the post published through Convia. Right now we have YouTube fully integrated for analytics, and we're currently working on LinkedIn as well as LinkedIn companies, Facebook, Instagram. The goal is that you'll be able to see all of the impact that your content has in Convia. And the key with that is it's not just about, oh, how is your growth happen or how well are you growing on a specific platform? It's what campaigns are driving the growth. What platforms are driving the growth? What episodes or pieces of content are driving the growth, right? Because we have all this intelligence and everything is related to each other, we can start cross-referencing to say like, hey, when SC is a guest on a show, I see a bump and people really respond to that. Get him back on. So that's the level of granularity that we're hoping to get to, or we're getting to with the analytics. And then as far as not sounding AI, the work that we're doing to bring out your voice and tone to understand who you are, your brand, who you're talking to, your content rules, plays a big part in making this seem as authentic as possible. Like the big thing here is I'm not looking to generate content, right? I think of generated content as I gave a prompt and it generated everything for me. The reason we're anchored on long form content is because we want to produce derivative content. The conversation, the keynote, this long form content is the moat of authenticity that you've created. and everything else, we're saying, hey, this isn't just us making it up. Go look at the video, right? That video is the authentic content. And then to keep it in line, we also enable you to dive really deep to start to tweak like the articles that you saw, right? We have different articles that we use for Substack and for LinkedIn. So here we have prompts for that. For the final mile with social media platforms, we have ways that we like a company post or a LinkedIn post. So we have the ability to add prompts to that. So you can keep to dive in to make sure that it's not going to sound too AI. And then one of the things we have on the roadmap is now automation that will look at the post and start to score that against how close is it to your brand, how much of it will it resonate with your audience, how AI does it sound. So then you can start tweaking it and just go through it and say, okay, this post meets the bar, go for it, right? One of the key things here is we want you as the human in the loop. So as you're going through and is putting these posts together, it drops them into an approval queue. So if we go back to the one we just did with the blue sky post, those will show up. Okay, this one didn't because we didn't start the campaign. But once you have the posts and they're created, they show up in your approval queue. So you can go and literally approve or deny every post that is about to be published.
And edit them too, maybe?
I edit them. Yep.
The other, one other quick question. As part of my whole brand, I like to create short clips, like for TikTok and stuff too. And it seems like this would be the best thing to use to post those, but it's not a podcast episode. Should I just treat them like podcast episodes and like start a numbering system, or what do you think?
Yeah, so there's two ways that you can go about that. One, you can upload media without being attached to an episode. So you could just come here, put clips up, and those clips can be just existing in the workspace. I tend to group them by an episode. And in this case, the episode is a theme. So I could say, oh, this is a theme of shorts, put them together as an episode, and I'll publish a campaign that way. So you could almost think of an episode as really just a grouping around a specific theme, right? There's a lot of different ways that we could do that. And this is where I would love to hear from all of you as you're starting to use it, because not everybody works in episodes. So does the episode container start to become too confusing? If it is, what's a better way that we could approach it?
Love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can say for mine,
Yeah.
I can't say it's too confusing yet because I'm starting to dive more into it. But I know let's say the back office and the stuff that what I've been doing, my months are themed out, right? So for instance, this month for July is all about business credit cards, personal credit cards. And that's going to be the theme throughout the month, right? Through July. And what I'm hearing here is from a theme standpoint, one, once I put out episodes that are focused on business credit cards, Convia is going to start to push this content out, right? So as this content is being pushed out, even with the clips, because when I have guests on, I go through Riverside. That's my platform recording.
Yep.
So I'm recording the episodes, the audio and the video. And it can take the video and actually start to pull out those clips that we were talking about. And I'm sitting here on Opus right now, getting ready to get a subscription over here. But it'll start to run it from that theme standpoint. What I'm already putting out there, it'll just focus in on that for the month. And then the next month, I will start another theme. It's funding platforms. So that's what we'll be running for, August. But I can see how this is going to minimize a lot of work that I'm doing in the back office
Mhm.
here and actually be able to promote it and push it further out there. Tamara, I will say I heard your question about the AI, and I just wanted to say it's the way this platform has pulled the information down with that whole prompting of with the prompt you gave to go into whatever AI you're using. It's about really prompting your AI to really be more of you. And mine is really my voice. It is really, so when I'm speaking the content on the podcast, it is my voice. It is the way I talk. So as far as it being more AI, I don't see it because it's pulling from my voice.
Right. So full disclosure, I'm actually part of the team. Those are honest questions for me because I'm putting
Yeah.
my podcast onto it too. I love the way you just described that though, Essie. And it makes me think like, I don't even know the answer to this question, AJ. Do we use the transcripts to also hone the voice for the creation of AI content? Because Essie's point was just great.
Yep, we're starting to do that as well, right? And that's the benefit of all of this. The more content you get in there and the more that we have, the more we will be able to build out the intelligence engine here. And Essie, what you're saying uh, with having months, so this is really like this whole platform I needed to create so that I can get to the point where I can say, this month we're talking about AI and product management in defense. So here we go. AI and product management in defense. Sure, this is a topic that I've talked about. And I can hit generate and it will go through, suggest the campaign, suggest, 21 days, 3 times a week. And I can come through. Oh no, I clicked off. Sorry. AI and product in defense. See, now we're going all off script. Okay. So we're going to use this setup. Here's the setup. We're going to say that we'll launch it July 10th. It came up with the keywords. It came up, and I'm going to do LinkedIn, Instagram, the company, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky. I'm going to regret that doing all of this. Okay, we're going to do 4, 3. And I can hit next, and it will search all of my existing content. So I could say, yep, I like this clip. I like this clip. I like this clip. And then I could say next, and I can have it create the whole campaign and write the post for that clip for the platform and not have to worry about it. That's where we're getting to with this. And it's not just clips too. This is even if I had, let's see, this one might not here. I wrote an article in innovation, post exponential growth. I could choose to resurface that. Say, hey, by the way, we did an article about this. Go look at it. All right. So that's where we're going.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this has been super helpful for everybody and get you all excited. And again, really appreciate all of you being early adopters of this. It's been a lot of